Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Life English Conversations. I'm Emma.
And I'm Mark. Really glad you're here with us today.
Mark, I want to start with a question. Have you ever had a full thought, a complete, clear thought, and then completely failed to say it?
In English or in general?
Either, but especially in English.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have a friend learning French, very smart, reads French books, watches French films, and when he's with French speakers, his mouth just stops. He told me once, the French is all there somewhere, it just won't come out.
That's exactly the feeling. Your head is full, but your mouth is on mute.
On mute. That's a perfect way to describe it.
When your mouth is on mute, you're not missing the English. You're missing the permission to use it. And today, that's what we want to talk about.
This is video 19 in our series, and if you've been with us through video 17 and 18, you know we've been building something. We train the mouth, we train the brain to react faster.
And today is the last piece, the action step, because you can have a trained mouth and a faster brain and still stay silent, because the real barrier is often not physical and not mental, it's emotional.
Today's topic, stop thinking, start talking. And by the end of this episode, we want you to walk away with one thing, not a strategy, not a method, just one sentence spoken out loud.
One sentence is enough to start.
Let's talk about why this happens, because it's not random. There are real reasons the mouth goes quiet, and understanding them makes it a lot easier to move past them.
The first one is fear, not the dramatic, heart-pounding kind, the quiet kind, the kind that whispers, what if you say it wrong? What if they don't understand you? What if they judge you?
And that whisper is incredibly effective, isn't it? It doesn't shout, it just waits. And then, right when you're about to speak, it steps in.
I remember the first time I tried to speak Spanish to a native speaker. I had been studying for months. I knew the sentence I wanted to say, and when the moment came, the fear was so much faster than I was.
What did you do?
I smiled and said, "Sorry, never mind," in English, and then felt terrible for the rest of the day.
That specific kind of regret, the why didn't I just say it feeling, is something almost every language learner knows.
The second reason is old memories, and this one is quieter but deeper. Most of us have a moment, maybe from school, maybe from a social situation, where we said something in another language and something uncomfortable happened.
Someone laughed or corrected you very sharply, or you just saw a look on someone's face that you interpreted as judgment.
And even if it was small, even if the other person forgot it immediately, your brain remembered and filed it under "speaking this language is risky."
I remember a moment like that in a work context. I was presenting something in English. I mispronounced one word, and someone in the group made a small face, just a tiny look, but I saw it.
And that tiny look stayed with you.
For weeks. And for weeks after that, I over-prepared every single sentence before any meeting, which made me slower, not faster.
Because your brain decided it's safer to stay prepared than to get caught out again.
Exactly. And that's the thing about old memories. They're trying to protect you. They're not being cruel. They're just working with outdated information.
The third reason is perfectionism, and this one might be the most common of all.
Tell me about it.
Perfectionism in English sounds like, I'll speak when my grammar is better, when I know more words, when I can say it exactly right. And meanwhile, weeks go by, months.
It's like waiting for the perfect weather to go for a walk, and it keeps raining, so you keep waiting.
And the cruel irony of perfectionism is that it promises to help you speak better, but it actually keeps you from practicing, which means you never get better.
It's a trap. You want perfect English before you speak, but you only get better English by speaking imperfectly.
I love this image. It's like waiting for the perfect moment to jump into a swimming pool. You stand at the edge, you test the water with your toe, you think about it, you adjust your position, and the whole time the people already in the pool are getting better at swimming.
While you're still standing at the edge fully dressed.
Exactly. And there's another version of perfectionism that I think is even more common, the editing loop. Have you ever typed a message in another language, read it, changed one word, reread it, changed it back, added a comma, removed the comma, and then deleted the whole thing and sent nothing?
I've done that in English, in emails, at work.
Most people have. The editing loop is perfectionism in action, and it usually doesn't make the message better, it just makes you more anxious and less likely to send anything.
And what's interesting is that the people on the other end, the ones receiving the message or listening in the conversation, almost never need it to be perfect. They just want to connect with you. They want the connection. The grammar is almost never what matters most.
So your mouth is on mute, and perfectionism is the one holding the mute button.
And here's what all three of these have in common. Fear, old memories, and perfectionism, they all feel like they're about English, but they're really about safety. Your brain is trying to keep you safe.
Which is kind, in a way. Your brain is looking out for you. It's just solving the wrong problem.
And the good news is, which we're going to spend the rest of this episode on, is that you don't need fear to disappear before you start. You can start with the fear still in the room.
Okay, so let's talk about how to actually move from thinking to talking. And we want to show you this not as a list of tips, but as a journey, because that's what it really is.
Step one of the journey, and this is smaller than you think, is just making a sound.
That's it? A sound?
A sound, because silence has a physical quality, it's heavy. And the first thing you need to do is break it, not with a perfect sentence, just with sound.
Like,
Exactly like or oh, or even just a breath that becomes a word. Any sound breaks the silence and tells your brain, we're doing this.
Step 2 is one word. After the sound, just one word. Maybe it's yes, maybe it's really, maybe it's someone's name.
Let's actually demo this. Emma, say something to me, and I'm going to respond with just one word or sound.
I watched a movie last night.
Oh, which one?
See, oh was the sound, which one was the question. Two tiny things, but now the conversation is alive.
Step 3 is one sentence. A short one. Not a speech, not an explanation, just one sentence that follows naturally from the sound and the word.
And here's the thing about one sentence. It almost always brings the next sentence with it. Starting is the hardest part. Once you're moving, momentum does a lot of the work.
Let's demo the whole path. Emma, start a small conversation. I'll go from sound to word to sentence.
So I've been really tired lately. I don't know why.
Yeah, I get that. Are you sleeping okay?
There it is. Breaking the silence. Yeah, I get that. One short reaction sentence. Are you sleeping okay? A real follow-up. That whole thing took about 4 seconds.
And none of it was perfect English. I get that is casual, not textbook, but it was real.
Real is always better than perfect and silent. That's the path. Sound, word, sentence. And once you're at sentence, you're already in a conversation.
Now, let's try it one more time, but this time we want you to do it with us. Pause the video if you need to. We'll say something, and you try the path. Sound, word, sentence.
Ready? Here's the situation. You're at work or at school. Someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, did you see that email that came in this morning?"
Try it. Sound first. Maybe or oh. Then one word. Yeah? Or which one? Then one sentence.
What did you say? Whatever it was, that was enough. That's the whole path. You didn't need a paragraph. You needed 3 small steps, and the conversation would have continued from there.
The more you practice that path, sound, word, sentence, the more automatic it becomes, until one day you're not thinking about it at all. You're just talking. Now, to make that path easier, the sound, the word, the sentence, there are 3 specific things you can do that make starting feel much less scary.
Tool 1, talk to yourself, out loud, in English, while you do normal things.
This sounds strange when you first hear it, but this is genuinely one of the most powerful low-pressure practices there is.
Let me actually try it right now so you can hear what it sounds like. I'll narrate what I'm imagining I'm doing, like I'm making coffee. Okay, so I'm filling the kettle. The water sounds nice. Now I'm waiting for it to boil. I'm a bit cold this morning. I should have worn a warmer sweater. Right, the water's ready. I'm pouring it now. That smell, that's my favorite part of the morning.
And what did you just do there?
I spoke for about 30 seconds without stopping, without anyone correcting me, without worrying about grammar, just thoughts out loud.
And your English was completely natural, not because you prepared it, because you just let it move.
That's what talking to yourself does. It gets your English moving without the pressure of an audience, and the more you do it alone, the more it feels natural when someone is actually listening.
Tool 2, reaction words. These are short, simple responses that show you're listening, and they buy you a few seconds while your brain builds the next sentence.
Let's actually go through some together. Say them with us as you listen.
Oh, really?
That makes sense.
No way.
I know exactly what you mean.
Interesting. I never thought about it like that.
That's tough. I'm sorry to hear that.
Now, those 6 phrases, if they're automatic, can keep you in any conversation for much longer than you think, because every time you say one, you've bought yourself a few seconds, and a few seconds is enough.
And there's something else these reaction words do that's not always obvious. They signal to the other person that you're engaged, that you care, that you're listening.
Which is actually more important to most people than perfect grammar.
Think about conversations you've had in your own language. The people you enjoy talking to most, are they the ones with the most impressive vocabulary, or are they the ones that make you feel heard?
Almost always the second group, the ones that say, "Oh, really?" and "I know exactly what you mean," and actually mean it.
Reaction words do both jobs at once. They keep you in the conversation while also making the other person feel listened to. That's a lot of power in 2 or 3 small words. Tool 3. Keep one ready phrase in your pocket. 1. Not 20, not 50. Just one phrase you know so well that even on your worst day, your mouth can say it.
Like what?
Something like, that's a good point. Let me think about that for a second. Or, honestly, I'm not sure, but I think. Or even just, that's interesting.
One phrase that gives your brain a little runway, a few words that you say while your real answer catches up.
And once you have that one phrase automatic, once it comes out without effort, add another. Build slowly. You don't need a library. You need a few phrases that feel like yours. There's one more thing we want to talk about, and it might actually be the most important thing in this whole episode. Your inner voice.
The voice inside your head that comments on everything you do in English.
For a lot of learners, that inner voice is not kind. It sounds like, you said that wrong. Your accent is terrible. Why did you use that word? That was embarrassing.
And the thing is, that voice is incredibly fast, faster than you. It gets there before you've even finished the sentence.
And when that voice is loud and harsh, the easiest thing is to just not speak, because at least then the voice has nothing to criticize.
So here's what we want to suggest. You don't have to silence that voice. You probably can't, but you can change what it says.
One small change that makes a big difference. Instead of, my English is bad, try, my English is under construction.
Under construction. When a road or a building is under construction, it's not finished. It might look a bit messy, but people are working on it. Every day, something is being built.
And that's exactly what your English is. Not bad, not broken, just not finished yet. And that's completely normal. That's what learning looks like.
And instead of, "I can't speak English well," try, "I'm building my English voice," because that's the truth. Every conversation, every attempt, every time you say one sentence, you're building.
Now, there comes a moment for every learner where you know all of this.
You know that speaking is good for you. You know that mistakes are how you learn. You know that one sentence is enough to start.
And you still have to decide to do it.
That moment, the moment when you push through the fear and just open your mouth anyway. In English, we have an idiom for that.
Bite the bullet.
Bite the bullet. It means to do something difficult or uncomfortable that you've been avoiding because you know it needs to happen.
It comes from an old expression, actually. Soldiers used to bite on a bullet during surgery to manage the pain. So biting the bullet means you do the hard thing anyway, without waiting for it to stop being hard.
In English conversations, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and speak before you're ready, before it feels comfortable, before the fear goes away.
Because the fear doesn't go away first. The speaking happens first, and then, not always immediately, but gradually, it starts to feel less scary.
And here's what actually happens after you bite the bullet and say that sentence. Usually, not always, but usually, something good happens. The other person responds normally. The conversation continues. Nobody laughs. Nobody gives you a grade.
And your brain is watching all of this, taking notes, and it files something new. Oh, we survived. Actually, that was fine. Maybe even good.
And the next time, biting the bullet is just slightly easier because the brain has one piece of evidence that it's survivable.
And then 2 pieces, and then 10, and slowly the fear gets smaller, not because it disappears, but because the evidence against it grows.
That's the process. It's not dramatic. It's not one big breakthrough moment. It's 100 small moments of biting the bullet, and each one matters.
Every time you choose to speak, even badly, even briefly, you're casting a vote for the kind of speaker you're becoming. Every time you bite the bullet and say that one sentence, you teach your brain something new. This is survivable. Actually, this is okay.
And okay is all you need. You don't need it to be brilliant. You need it to be okay.
So here is your one thing for today. Not a method, not a 5-step plan, just one sentence.
Say one sentence in English out loud. Today. Not tomorrow, not when your English is better. Today.
You can say it to someone. You can say it to a mirror. You can say it to your phone, to a houseplant. It genuinely does not matter who hears it.
What matters is that the sound leaves your mouth. In English. Once.
If you want a starting sentence, you can use the one we've been coming back to all episode. One sentence is enough to start.
Say it. Really say it. Not in your head. Out loud.
One sentence is enough to start.
And if you want to share it, leave a comment. Write one sentence about your life in English. It doesn't have to be impressive. It has to be real.
We read every comment, and every time someone shares their sentence, we think, there it is. Someone decided to bite the bullet today.
Because your mouth has been on mute for long enough. It's time to unmute.
From Mark
And Emma.
Keep going. Your English is under construction, and every sentence is a brick.
See you in the next conversation.
Before we go, let's take a slow walk through some of the key words and phrases from today. 4 from me, 4 from Emma. First, mute. In the collocation, your mouth is on mute. Mute means silent, no sound coming out. When your phone or TV is on mute, you can see everything, but hear nothing. The collocation, your mouth is on mute, describes that specific feeling. Your mind is full of English, but no words are coming out of your mouth. Example, he understood every word in the meeting, but his mouth was on mute the whole time. Say it. Mute. My mouth is on mute. I need to unmute. Second, perfectionism. Perfectionism means wanting everything to be completely perfect and not accepting anything less. In language learning, perfectionism often keeps people silent because they're waiting for perfect sentences that never come. Example, her perfectionism made her delete every voice message before sending it. Say it. Perfectionism. My perfectionism is keeping me quiet. Third,
Momentum. Momentum is the energy that keeps something moving once it is started. Starting a conversation is the hardest part, but once you have momentum, it carries you forward. Example: once she said her first sentence, the momentum took over and the conversation flowed naturally. Say it. Momentum. Once I start, momentum helps me. And fourth, the idiom, bite the bullet. To bite the bullet means to do something difficult or uncomfortable that you've been avoiding because you know it has to be done. You don't wait for it to feel easy, you just do it. Example: I finally bit the bullet and spoke English to the group even though I was nervous. The opposite of biting the bullet is staying silent and waiting, which is what this whole episode is asking you not to do. Say it. Bite the bullet. I bit the bullet and spoke.
My turn. First, barrier. A barrier is something that blocks you from moving forward, physically or emotionally. In English speaking, the barrier is often not grammar or vocabulary. It's fear. Example: the biggest barrier to speaking English wasn't his vocabulary, it was his fear of sounding wrong. Say it. Barrier. The barrier is fear, not English. Second, reframe. To reframe something means to change the way you see it, to put it in a different frame, a different perspective. We reframed "my English is bad" into "my English is under construction." Example: she reframed her mistakes as practice, not failure. And that changed everything. Say it. Reframe. I can reframe how I see my mistakes. Third, under construction. When something is under construction, it is being built. It is not finished, but work is happening. It is messy and imperfect, and that is completely normal and expected. Example: my English is under construction. It's not perfect yet, but every day I'm building it. Say it. Under construction. My English is under construction. And fourth, unmute. To unmute means to turn the sound back on after it has been silent. In the context of this episode, unmuting your voice means deciding to speak, even with fear, even with imperfect English, pressing the unmute button on yourself. Example: after months of being quiet in meetings, she finally unmuted herself and shared her idea. Say it. Unmute. It's time to unmute my voice.
8 words and phrases. Mute, mouth is on mute. Perfectionism, momentum. Bite the bullet, barrier. Reframe, under construction, unmute.
And one thread sentence for the whole episode. Say it one more time with us.
One sentence is enough to start.
Go say yours. We'll see you very soon.